Okay. You just don't know the power of the training. It's easy to kind of look at this when you're first starting into impact work, and it's easy to judge it from the outside and say, no, what's the secret? Just tell me the secret to how to get to a day or how to build this business. Tell me what to do. It doesn't work that way. I can't. I mean, I tell you how many times I wanted to in the beginning as an entrepreneur, just tell me what to do. And the interesting is when I followed directions, when I just followed what they said without understanding it, I got results. The second I started saying, almost kind of doubting myself and not following directions, I wouldn't get results. So when I first started into Empower Network, I kind of teeter-tottered a little bit for many reasons, but one of the biggest reasons was I wasn't sure if this was something that I could do. But the more I dived into the training, I got into the inner circle. I started listening to the calls. I got into the Costa Rica, and the Costa Rica showed me how much I actually already knew inside of the home business industry, inside of just business in general. I realized over the last 4 years, all the training, Costa Rica is basically it's basically building a business in a box on a newbie level. It it will fast forward you 10 years ahead of your game. Okay? It took me 4 years to learn a majority of what's in here. So as I've gone through lesson number 6, guys, again, number 6 is actually what I want to do with this business is automate this business. Who here wants to automate this business? Who here wants to get this business on autopilot where it's really working for you, that as you truly step away from it, as you take some time off, that you are okay, cool. You guys are saying you guys want to. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, cool. But who here recognizes that you've got some learning to do before you get there, right? We got some things to learn, right? Who here fights it? I say this all the time because I fight a lot of stuff with myself. Guys, number 6 will sum up what you want to do with this business. If you want to automate this business, do less and make more, this is okay. So when I went to Chicago, uh, Lawrence Tam was talking about how he automates this business. And he literally had two of his assistants come up on stage, and they basically run his entire business for him. And the only reason why it may be complicated to us, Rich, is that we allow ourselves what we don't know yet. Okay? Well, it's just what we don't know, you don't know. And when you don't know something and you're constantly questioning it and not applying enough of the information, it can be frustrated and complicated. You learn by doing. That's it. Okay, let's all think back to something that we did in our life, whether it be a sport, whether it be a skill, whether it be something. And do you remember what it is? And do you remember how you started out? Yeah, Tom Stevens, perfect. Learning to walk. Oh yeah, actually, was that Tony Rush in one of the inner circles that we listened to recently? Which one was that? Was that the six-figure formula one that Tony Rush was talking about? How kids learn how to walk, how they learn how to eat with a spoon, and when they get this spoon, they're just like, "Oh my gosh, like what do I do with this thing?" Right? And then they're frustrated, but they just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Our life is a lump sum of learning how to do something. You understand that, right? That the moment we stop learning, the moment we stop living, that you either embrace growing or you stay where you're at. There's no in between. You guys recognize that, right? So when you're learning how to walk, you're learning how to crawl, you're learning how to eat, you're learning how to hold a spoon, and you're frustrated. Tom Stevens. Tom Stevens is a very analytical personality type, as we call from the community that we come from in Emerald. And analytical people, they typically always ask the questions why. Like my husband's an Emerald, and it took me the longest time to not want to punch him in the face, because he would ask me 30 questions about where we were going, and I'm like, we're going on a date. Do you really have to ask me 30 questions and ask me why? You know what I mean? But to him, that's perfectly logical. You know what I mean? To him, asking thirty questions is just who he is. And that's just how they learn, and la la la. Tom Stevens was like, he never asked why he couldn't talk when he couldn't talk yet. So anyways, hi Diana, please join us. We're just, yeah, I'm recording. Um, so anyways, guys, do more, do less, and make more. Creating money out of thin air is basically exactly what Lawrence Tam does with this business to automate it. Keep in mind though, as you're watching in Costa Rica, number 6, he is ahead of the game with understanding how to automate. Okay, I'm not there yet fully. I'm getting there, and so for me, it doesn't bother me that I'm not where I want to be yet. It used to bother me. I used to let this get to me. But now I've made the decision that I'm not just going to do that. I can't do that because I only know what I only know. And I'm done beating myself up on what I don't know yet. I will learn it just like I learned how to freaking hit a softball, just like I learned how to catch a ball, just like I learned, how to have patience with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so done beating myself up. I know what it is that I want to do. I know the freedom that I want to create for myself. I know the time that I want to create for myself. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. So I don't have I didn't start this business to put a time limit on my success. I don't start any business to put a time limit on my success. And if it takes money to get more to where I need to go, that doesn't bother me. I don't get offended by something costing me more money. I don't. I'll do whatever it takes. Just like when I went to college and I borrowed money, right? Although multimillionaires and billionaires are saying that college is the worst investment right now with the economy, it doesn't bother me that I spend a lot of money on investing into my education whatsoever. And if someone said, Katie, it's going to take you another 20 grand to get to where you need to go, you better freaking believe I'm going to do it. I don't care. If I've come this far, I'm going to keep going. Like, I don't put a limit or on how I value myself. I don't. I value who I am. If it's going to take me $1 million to get it, well, then God better get to work and bring it to me. That's just the way, that's how I approach stuff. And, when I started to become more practical in that aspect, it's interesting how things just kind of come into my life. I'm in the process of getting ready to test something else out that could be very much automated. And I had no idea what I was doing in the beginning. And now I'm like, okay, I think I can probably get this into, to help me get, more and more people doing my front end work of this business so I can just focus on the back end, which is helping people. And that's actually my goal. My goal is to get more front end outsourced service for this business so I can focus more on people, which is where I like to be. But since I'm doing both, I can only do so much. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because this kind of keeps coming up. You know, when I think about our team and I think about the growth of our team and where it is, a lot of this, you guys are saying you want to automate this business. This is one of Costa Rica lesson number 6. Will show you how to automate this business, and it'll also give you the bigger picture. Now, you know, when you get inside the master's course, you know, which is actually my favorite product. I'm gonna show you guys a master's course. I mean, I know not everybody's inside the master's course, but I listen to the master's course a lot because it keeps me motivated. It keeps me focused. It keeps me on reminding myself to set clear intentions. It reminds me of the phases of growth. See, businesses typically grow. This is why businesses build in quarters, right? Quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. So I think about this business that way. Okay, so how did I do in the first quarter? Okay, now where can I grow from there? So I look at this business as a multi-million dollar empire. That's how I look at this business. So for me, 5 grand ain't smack. And the law of numbers states the average 100 to a little over $100,000 that you want to profit on average takes about 20 to 30% investment. So what is that? That's 20 to $30,000, right? So I dive into the master's course because it reminds me of, you know, the truth about success, you know, the truth about getting the right advice, you know, guys, the stuff in here, you know, there's so much powerful training in just the master's course because I like to start my way at the top and work my way backwards. You know, that's just how I have to go because I'm like, okay, now I know what I want to build. So now I need to go back and do what I need to do to get there. Um, and then you know, it just goes into so many different things. And I mean, there's like 45 videos in here, and this is truly about gaining building a foundation and building um, stability inside of your business. That's what the master's course is all about, and you really don't get it until you go through it. You don't get it until you go through it. You just don't. So but as I was listening to the inner circle call today, guys, with the masters of marketing in Costa Rica and listening to the testimonies, guys, you know, what was the consistent message those that listened to that inner circle call? And let me get to that. Do you guys recall? Mindset, pushing through, being objective. Yep. Being around people who know. Yep, that's huge. Yeah, on this particular call, I mean, you can also talk about, you know, the consistent message, the repetition of messages that are, guys, it doesn't matter getting out of your comfort zone. Yep. It doesn't matter what business you're growing, right? You're going to go through the same kind of development within yourself in order to grow a big business. You are. It's just the truth. You're going to go through and you either face it and embrace it or you don't grow. I mean, it's just that simple. But what was also said consistently though too though, right, is events, events, and events. Why do you think all successful people, including billionaires, guys, billionaires, okay, so look at someone like Oprah Winfrey, right? Let's look like someone like as Oprah Winfrey. She still goes to she still does training with herself and she does a lot of personal development with herself and she's a multi-billionaire. Why do you think Oprah Winfrey still works hard on herself? You guys tell me. Why do you think billionaires she wants to grow? Yep. Why do you think she wants to grow? Yep, because she always understands we're always in need of growing. She knows that there's more. Okay, so she makes billions of dollars. So therefore, it's not about what? It's not about the money, is it? What is it about? Continuing to help others. Yep, Lisa, you're right. It's not about the money, is it? It's about growing. That's right. If you don't grow, you die. Yep, if you're not growing, you're dying. You guys got it. It's about helping. She understands that we're always learning. Yep, 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 yep. Yeah, this is good stuff, guys. This is good stuff. So, so guys, even billionaires understand that every day we're growing and every day we're doing some kind of investment into ourselves. So it's either going to cost us time or it's going to cost us money. So, what's consistent inside of the message, guys, inside of today's inner circle is keep getting to events, keep doing what it takes. Set aside what you think you know, set aside everything that you think you know, and just get to work. You know what I'm saying? So, what I encourage, a mindset that you know more, you realize you don't know. Yeah, amen. That's right, Carrie. Absolutely. You realize even as you're growing, gosh, man, I can have some can you guys relate to this? I don't know. Can you have like one of the biggest breakthroughs and you think it's like the biggest breakthrough of your life and you really think you're kind of getting something and then you find yourself maybe a month later that you really didn't know as much as you thought you knew? Has anybody else ever been there? I've totally been there. Yeah, Tom Stevens says that the first thing that he learned in college was how much he did not know. Isn't that wild? Tony, yes, that's me. Yep, been there many times. Emily, yep, right? So this is when, like as I spend time with myself in the morning and I spend time in prayer, I have learned how to stop. And it's still a process because there's still some things I beat myself up about. But that's actually what I saw a lot of is how people beat themselves up. They really beat themselves up and or pride rises up, right? Pride that says, I don't even know why I'm wasting my time here. This is just a waste of my time. I that every time I've had that attitude, I have fallen hard on my butt, on my face. When I have the attitude of, uh, I don't even know why I'm doing this. This is ridiculous. Every time I've had that attitude, I have always fallen flat on my face. And so I recognize when and I fought the most growth when I was really learning to work hard on myself was when I started going to my coach, my mentor, Danny Johnson. And, she would just start saying things. And I tell you what, she would say some things that make me so stinking mad. I would get so mad and I got offended. I used to get offended a lot. And um but mine was more the offense of like screw you, I don't need to listen to you anyways. Uh and then when I would turn and have that kind of attitude, I would fall on my face. And I recognized I'm like, okay, I think I need to change this attitude a little bit. And it took me a while to drop my ego. You know what I mean? I didn't even really think I had an ego. I really didn't. I mean, to think you don't have an ego and you're not prideful typically means you probably, if you think too highly of yourself, you got to be careful with that one. You got to be really careful if you think too highly of yourself. I'm not saying you shouldn't think high of yourself because you should respect yourself and love yourself. But don't think too high of yourself, or don't think too low of yourself. It's best to be right in between there and just recognize that every single day you're learning, you're growing, you're learning, you're growing, you're learning, you're growing. So, guys, inside of the call today, with our daily task, and what I started really thinking about that. Hold on, let me get my notes out that we should be doing. Does this all make sense to you guys so far? Be friends with yourself. Yes, Emily, that's so true, right? And it's so true just to honor yourself and let yourself there's two things that I really felt, before I got on here is number one, how we tend to beat ourselves up a lot. I see that. We tend to beat ourselves up a lot and just don't give ourselves like the grace to recognize that we are where we are. Yeah, Tom Stevens, very good. That's so true. You can't honor others until you learn how to honor yourself. It is true. That is so true. And honoring yourself is important in a healthy way, in a healthy way. So, um, all right, I just had a brain fart. I wrote down our daily task for today, and okay, okay. The hold on. So those that have the Costa Rica, I want you guys to go watch lesson 6. If you've already done that, watch 7 and 8. Okay, when you got some time. Okay. And so you guys are saying you want to automate this business, you want to learn the power of this business. I'm in that process too. So let's go and study those videos so you can start getting this business automated. Okay. And it's inside the Costa Rica. That'll start you there, guys. And then the 15K formula really shows you how to start driving traffic. And then the master's course really shows you how to build, uh, a dynasty. You know what I mean? Guys, if you learn how to build this business, okay, so this is what Dave and Dave knew going into Empower Network. If you can learn how to build this business from the ground up, hear me when I say this, because I'm fully confident in when I speak this. If you learn how to combine strong, good personal development with marketing and laying a foundation, you can go build any business you want after you grow this business. Those that have been through the training inside of all the products, do you see that? Do you agree with that or not? Do you guys see that have been through all the training? Yeah, Emily says she's agreed. Tony says yes. It's a lot to go through all of it, Emily. It takes time. But through what you've seen, guys, you literally will be able to build any business that you want, okay? So, with that said, today's daily task. How's everybody doing on the videos? Does anybody need any help with anything? It's okay if you're a day behind. I'm actually behind too. I've been really busy with some other stuff and yep, Emily, you're caught up. Trying to come up with content. Okay, so what helps with the content, Rich, is when you're inside the inner circles, is taking really good notes and maybe just start Googling stuff. You know, like for example, you could do this. Like if you're having a hard time coming up with content, Google top 100 hot stories or something and see what comes up. I know that Furry, he might do, oh, it's still loading. He might do, like some popular celebrities or something like that. Okay, hold on. Top 100. Hold on, let me try something really quick. When you're having a hard time coming up with content, it okay, so here, just Google top 100 headlines and then here, let me hit this one. It's taking a second to load, guys. Some subscription would help. Okay, what do you mean by that? Some subscription would help? With what? Okay, so the top 100 best converting headlines. Rich, you could Google that and you could start looking for different things to write about, and then start. Okay, so they laughed when I sat down at the piano, but when I started to play, give black what they deserve. So, copy. So, like copy that, paste it into another Google box and see what comes up inside the content, and allow your imagination to keep going. Also, what are you passionate about? Yeah, Rich, trends are good. It's a good place to start, you know what I mean, until your own creative juices start coming through. That's why the inner circles are so powerful, because the inner circles are designed to help you. Yeah, Emily, that's right. Google.com/trends. Hold on. I'm gonna send that to all you guys. So you can look at different trends. Uh, did you Google that, Tom Stevens? Oh, you're asking about in another language because you're Dutch. I do know that they are going to be coming out with more languages, I believe, when the new blog hits. Google where you find AdWords. Just Google AdWords. Yeah, I do know on like when the new blog's coming up. Now I don't know if they're going to have it in Dutch, but obviously that'll open up an entire market for a lot of people once we go into other languages. Tom Stevens, I would Google that because I just used it the other day, but it's just in a different location. You're welcome. Yeah, it might be geared to buying campaigns, but it doesn't mean that you have to buy a campaign in order to do it. Okay, so Google AdWords, and I hit the keyword tool. It's been changed to keyword planner. That's right. Yeah, I haven't used the new one. Hold on. Oh, I have to sign in. Yeah, we'll have to do another. Okay. I don't know. We'll have to do another, training on this. I don't know if Furry knows anything about this or this is actually be right up Mark Whitting's alley. So when he does his, webinar on Friday, maybe you can ask him, more specifically. I was just using this a few days ago, but on the old one. Maybe it just let me use it before they brought in the new one. That's going to take forever to load. Okay. Search keyword. Let me see something. Maps. Get estimates. Okay, so I typed in a keyword, and that's what came up. Oh, I had to play around with this, with the new one. Yeah, maybe Mark could shed some light. I'm not really sure. So, anyways, okay, guys, today's daily task, go through the 8 core commitments. Remind yourself. Okay, so Lisa says she's been using it. It does take time to get used to. Remind yourself of what we're supposed to do each and every day. And starting to get in those habits, guys. Repetition, 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 right? Like right now, I'm in the process of gaining more quality leads that's geared towards target niches that I want to target that are more specifically for me. So in that process, I'm going through, the ups and downs of finding a consistent traffic resource until something just jives. You know what I mean? So right now I'm just testing, 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 testing until I find something that works for me. So that's where my focus is. And I'm not worried about it whatsoever. I'm just going to keep doing it until I find the right traffic resource. It's that simple. So guys, go through the 8 core commitments, remind yourself of what you're supposed to be doing each and every day, and just recognize that it's all repetition, repetition, repetition. And when you got time, go inside the Costa Rica, those that have the Costa Rica, and watch videos 6, 7, and 8 when you got some time. Okay, when you got some time. So other than that, guys, I don't want to keep you too much longer today. I got a lot of stuff to do. That will conclude our daily task. And unless you guys have any questions, thanks, Emily. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to go ahead and pop off here and let you guys rock and roll throughout the day. Cool? And I'll tell Mark to talk about the new. I'll bring you my suitcase. Thanks, guys. All right, awesome. Have a good rest of the day, and I will talk to y'all soon, okay? And I'll have the recording up. Yep. I'll put it in the Real Work Encouragement team. I'll put it up as soon as it's up. So, all right, thanks, guys. Take care.